I can't believe it's been a year already since we've discussed this, but it is an exciting time of year for United Way of Fort Smith area. The annual campaign has now started. So explain for those who may be new to the area what this entails.
Yeah, so this is the kickoff of our campaign. We actually launched it yesterday. So the fall of 2025 campaign for United Way. So our local United Way, we cover 6 counties here locally. So 4 of those counties are here in Arkansas, and then 2 of those are over in Oklahoma. And then we partner, as we say, with 31 local nonprofits. So all the contributions that we receive throughout our campaign this fall goes back to support not just those 31 agencies, but also programs and initiatives of our United Way. And one unique thing with us too is the fact that, and we always like to mention this, is our endowment. So when you look at that endowment, what it does for us is it covers all operating costs. So every dollar that's generated from our community goes back to those programs and initiatives of United Way.
So where do most of the donations come from?
So we have a lot of different opportunities. So individual donations, a lot of individuals in our community, whether that be writing us a check or going to our website, unitedwayfortsmith.org, or a lot of them actually do payroll deduction through their employer. So when we look at a lot of employers throughout our 6 counties, a lot of those allow those payroll deduction opportunities. They let us come in and give presentations. And there's so many different ways to engage with us throughout the year, but that's just one way that we're able to, again, generate that revenue for our agencies.
And to have you come into a place of business, how does that happen? How does someone make that happen?
Yeah, so a lot of local leaders from companies will call us and say, "Hey, we want to offer this for our employees," and it's very easy. Of course, number one, it's tax deductible. Number two is we just essentially integrate with their HR payroll team. So we go out, we give presentations, and again, you can just take that right out of your paycheck. So if you get paid 26 times, you just say how much you want to give throughout the year and back into that payroll deduction piece for us. And again, 100% of that goes back. And as you know, Daren, just the times that we're in, there's a lot of grant opportunities that are kind of shifting and things throughout there. And when it comes from local dollars, it's sustainable for them. So it's really a good opportunity.
Say with the grants, the grant in themselves seems to be tightening up just a bit. So it makes that employee donation or individual donation that more important.
It does, and one thing I want to mention too is really that we talk about the multiplier effect with United Way, and what that means is, especially for nonprofits, you know, I often give the example. I've got 2 little boys, and you can barely even buy a Happy Meal these days for under $10. So, but for $10 to a nonprofit, that's going to feed 50 individuals. That's meals, that's shelter, that's a multitude of things in our community because nonprofits can stretch those dollars. And one thing I always like to talk about too is when you're a partner of United Way and you give through United Way, a lot of the organizations that are reliant upon federal and state grants, because they're a partner of United Way, can actually stretch those dollars even further by matching grants. So when you look at institutions that can take $1 that's given through United Way and turn it into sometimes $3, $4, $5, the impact just spreads and multiplies, and we're able to really cover all the needs in our community.
How long does this campaign usually last?
Yeah, so we run through the end of this year, but again, we really, it's kind of unique. We've changed it up a little bit. We try to do the bulk of our pushing through the end of this year, of course. But if individuals give at the beginning of the year, it still goes into that pot of money for our partner agencies in the community.
Nothing wrong with writing a big old check, that's for sure.
Absolutely not. And every dollar matters. We always like to say that. So again, the easiest way, follow us on Facebook, United Way Fort Smith. In addition, our website, unitedwayfortsmith.org, is a great way to get on. And we actually changed some things up on our website now. So not only is it a hub for resource in the community, but if you do decide to donate, you can actually designate where your dollars go to each of our agencies, programs, initiatives, anything that we support at United Way. You can actually designate now your funds to go there.
All right, Shay, as always, thank you so much. Best of luck with the campaign.
Thank you.